talk about it. Shannon Sharp was caught coming out of an airport. Plane landed, and somebody stuck a camera in his face, and he decided that he wanted to talk, saying that he never said anything about him signing with anybody. He never made that known that he was going to sign with so and so and so and so. Shannon Sharp saying, I haven't done a thing. I never said that. I saw Stephen A. Smith made a post. I retweeted it. And we went on from there. But Shannon Sharp wasn't one to say, hey, man, I've signed on with ESPN just yet. That's what took place. Now, a lot of moving parts. Well, what it means is that it's not finalized. Whatever the agreement or arrangement is, it's not finalized. On Shannon Sharp hasn't, signed off on it, which means one or two things. Something in the verbiage of the paperwork isn't correct, or it has to be a certain way for Shannon Sharp to be able to do, the show. Well, I believe he would do the show. I don't think there's a reason why he wouldn't do the show. That's my thing. I mean, why wouldn't he do it? Don't read into everything that you hear or see. That's what you shouldn't be doing. Don't start reading into stuff. Start looking at it at face value and take it for what it is. Absolutely. Shannon Sharp would be a tremendous help to First Take in giving them the look that they want. If he's allowed to do it, the rumor is that he's going to do 2 days. That's the rumor. We don't know if anything is true as of yet. All we know is either Monday or Tuesday or Monday and Wednesdays, Shannon Sharp will do his football analysis or whatever they have on the forefront. But if he's allowed to do the things that they laid out for him, then that would be the case. As I told you, I would be stunned if he was on the show because it would not make sense that they would allow something like that. Meaning Fox Sports, where there is a non-compete clause, and that they would allow all of these things to continue as if it's just business as usual. Well, those who seem to have this business as usual approach Mm-hmm. Well, if you look at everything that they brought with Shannon Sharp, you start to see, what he was talking about in the first place.
Both spoken fondly and possibly working together.
I don't think I've spoken anything about it. I commented on his tweet, so I retweeted his tweet. Like, if you got cooking, let me in on it. But there's nothing to that. My decision on what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 7 days, have a shot at my family, sit down with my team, and we'll make a decision very quickly.
What do you want to do?
I'm kind of like loafing. I mean, working for the LA loafing company, I do that all day. I start at noon and just hang out with my dogs, go work out, do a little bit of nothing.
All right.
So obviously no, but I want to get back into
So what do you do best?
Yeah, talking. What I do best.
Is working with Steven a possibility? I mean, I know.
Sure, that's a possibility. I have to bring on the table. We'll sit down and see what works best for me.
Are there active talks right now between you guys? Possibility?
I talk to Stephen A. I talk to Stephen A. all the time. Even when I have a job at FS1, Stephen A. and I have been praying for since I went on First Take back in 2014. So he and I have always had a relationship. We have a great relationship. I know some of the guys that appear on this show.
So nothing's off the table right now?
No, nothing's off the table. Nothing's on the table right now. So I don't want to sit here and give people false hope that all this is absolutely done deal. But
what do you need to make that happen? If he comes to me and says, I want you to come on First Take.
Well, I think he's been very outspoken about what he says on that. Right now,
What do you need?
I just need to sit down with my team and go, what it is looking for. You can know what you're getting, Shannon Sharp. I think you got to understand what you're going to get when I come on.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm different than anybody else in the company.
We've seen so long.
They know. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, the players out there, they know they expect to get the phone.
What are they going to get? From you, what are they going to get?
What you see is what you get.
What do you see from you?
I hope you don't buy a tire at a club and it's going to be a house club.
Yeah.
That's not what I am.
Ooh, that's not what I am. I ain't no house kitten. I ain't no cub. What you seeing is what you get. Now, because of all of these reports,
recent reports that just came out, and those
Stephen A. had to
just came out.
come out.
And those reports have Shannon Sharp coming to First Take. I have a smile on my face. It's a beautiful smile on my face. Because we all know it's something that I want. It's something that I've declared because I respect Shannon. I like him. I think he'd be a tremendous asset to the show.
And this is Fair Use Act. I want to incorporate the disclaimer that this is a Fair Use Act, Fair Use Act in play right here. This is only for commentarial use.
My show, which is my day job, First Take, ESPN, every weekday morning from 10 a.m., 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You know what time it is. Been number one for 12 years. Don't act like you don't know. But my point is that it'll be great to have him. Here's the issue. We don't. Sorry, Andrew Marchand of the New York Post. It's a bit premature. Shannon Sharp has yet to sign on the dotted line to be a member of First Take.
Now, what is he waiting on? Just like everybody else in the world, they want to be paid for their services. And not everything is about dollars and cents. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Everything isn't about dollars and cents. That don't make sense, you know? Sure it do. Makes a lot of sense. Because the main fact of the situation is people understand business. They understand that there's a lot more different angles to look at than just dollars and cents. If I looked at everything with dollars and cents, I would be broke. I would be out of my mind going insane right now. Because I, one, have put myself in a position that does not favor myself. It just don't. It doesn't favor me. To engage in such an act. There has to be something in the verbiage that makes sense to Shannon Sharp. Yeah, they'll give you the money, but then they have control on what you can do and what you can't do. They probably tell them, no Uncle Shannon, no bringing your yak on the set. You can't do this and you can't do that. So if you're handcuffing Shannon Sharp for being Shannon Sharp, then you're not really getting Shannon Sharp, are you? So if you're going to handcuff Shannon Sharp from being Shannon Sharp, then what are you paying him for? Oh, we're paying him to take his name and face. So they'll pay you the money, and for the contract, you'll be over there working, and then the fans will be like, man, this is corny now. He lame since he left in. So now you're lowering the value of Shannon Sharp, but meanwhile, you're getting the benefits of using his name. Then Shannon Sharp will lower in stature, then you come and low bid him and say, well, the fans ain't really feeling you like they used to, but this is what we're willing to offer you now. It's not as much as your last contract, but this is what happened when you look at the money and not terms. So what Shannon wants is not to be subservient to Stephen A. Smith. You see, if he can sign wholeheartedly, he's not going to go for the ego trip. He didn't just went through that with Skip. He ain't going to want to go through that with Stephen A. So Shannon going to be like, look, it's going to be my name, and I'm going to have some power and some say. You ain't going to be able to do whatever the hell you want to do with me. I done just went through that with Skip. It ain't going to be twice. I ain't going for it twice. That's out. Now, of course, Stephen A., he's going to feel a little different because he gave a big nothing burger presentation when he was premature about 3-4 weeks ago. Gave you a nothing burger with cheese.
It has not happened yet. I'm still confident it'll happen. I still believe it will happen. I think it needs to happen. And I have no doubt that I'm going to exhaust any means I have available to me to make it happen.
So there you go. He's going to exhaust every resource that he can to make it happen. Well, you got to think about it. When Shannon Sharp was doing what he was doing, right? And they said, well, Shannon Sharp is coming to ESPN. Shannon Sharp is coming to First Take. Shannon Sharp is coming to all this.
Let me get right into it.
Stephen A went live. His biggest numbers he ever did on his show, talking about Shannon Sharp. So Shannon Sharp holds way more weight than this guy. Is Stephen A not happy? Well, he's gonna do Stephen A anyway. You know, he gonna say, "Oh, this don't bother me. It don't bother me. It ain't gonna bother me one way or another." But he's unhappy. You can tell the look on his face. They got cream on their face. Because Shannon Sharp didn't sign the contract yet. Because in his agreement, you're not going to have total control over him. He done went over that with Skip. He's not going to serve a new master. He knows his net worth and what he brings to television weighs a lot heavier than you, Stephen A. Shannon Sharp is bigger than you. That hurts. That hurts. He's got to drop Shannon Sharp's name in order to do numbers. That hurt. That's got to hurt. Now, this means he's the biggest component in the market. So you're not going to be able to get him for the low. And you only want him to do 2 days because you know if he did 5 days, they'll be saying, damn, Stephen A looked ridiculous standing next to Shannon Sharp. He can't even hold his own with Shannon Sharp. See, when First Take went on the last time, he was just a guest on the show. So he wasn't trying to upstage you. It's a whole lot different than being cool with each other and working together. Stephen A knows that. Shannon Sharp knows that. So if it is a possibility for Shannon to join the network and they found the workaround in order for him to do that, Shannon's going to have to be taken care of accordingly. He outweighs everybody on that show, and he knows it. See, that's a problem. That's a major problem. When someone knows their worth, Shannon Sharp knows he's worth more than Stephen A. He knows he's an equal. He's not coming there to dominate. He's there to get what's his and what's owed to him. He's not finna take less. He's not finna be told he can't be Shannon Sharp on the show. That's not finna happen no more. That just happened when he was over there with Skip. He's not finna let it happen twice, then he would be the fool. So why would he allow that to happen twice? He wouldn't. Now, as I told y'all, the industry, Hollywood, loves Shannon Sharp. They love him. They don't love you. They love Shannon. He's in all the spots. Skip got dwarfed. He grew into his own self on this show. He was allowed a platform to grow and space to grow. Now, because of what happened there on Fox Sports 1, Shannon realized, I don't need the show Undisputed. Which is true. Shannon don't need the show. He's grown he created a space for himself and built himself up enough where he could go do anything now. He could do Club Shay Shay. He could do whatever. He's built himself up where Shannon Sharp has got the eyes and ears of everybody there. No, this is what happened when people figure out and they know their worth. When they find out their worth and they know already what they're worth, you can't fool people now. See, Shannon Sharp don't have that kind of ego where he's coming like, it's my show. I'm coming to take over now. Shannon is at the point where you're going to have to respect I'm your partner too. Oh, yeah. He's quite aware of public perception. He's in Hollywood now. This is what it happens when you're in Hollywood. This is the fallout, or basically the reaction of all you see. I wouldn't say that's the power of ESPN. Shannon Sharp can make his own, he writes his own ticket. He don't need ESPN. ESPN needs him. You see, that's the misconception you got. Shannon don't need them. They need Shannon Sharp. You see, Shannon knows exactly what it is that he wants to accomplish and what he wants to do. He could do anything. The other guys can't. See, and now he's rebranding himself with his daughter now. You've never seen his daughter before until he got busted with Boo-Thang. Now Boo-Thang seems to be out of the way, and now he's around black women. He's around all this stuff, promoting liquor, cognac. Shannon Sharp knows now, have to rebrand myself. People saw me out there with Boo-Thang. That didn't look good for me. So because that look was not good for him, it took him into a dark area that himself didn't feel comfortable. Blue Thing is in the background. First, he was highlighting, and everybody started seeing him at the game with Boo Thing, and was like, Shannon, what the hell you doing? So then he started bringing his daughter around. See, that's why I said he's aware of his self-image. So now he's been hanging around a lot of black women. Whenever he sees some black women, he's taking pictures. He's popping the champagne, popping the liquor up. You've never seen Shannon Sharp's daughter ever until the day he was leaving Undisputed. Because all that heat came on him, on his back. When we exposed Boo Thing. Once we exposed Boo Thing, now all of a sudden Shannon Sharp's daughter is everywhere. They was like, man, look, Shannon Sharp's daughter. Where did she come from? She just came out of the woodwork. And now look at him. He posing. Yeah. Get that liquor up there. Woo, Skip. Look at that liquor, boy. Skip, I could have been drinking that liquor on your show. Yeah. We'll get my fan and cool off. Yeah. Shay Shay back, baby. Look at me. I'm around black people now. Yeah. No more snow bunnies for me. Yeah. Look at me. With the women. That's right. So Shannon Sharp knows. He's aware of his self-image. If the image was starting to be dinged or knocked down, he gonna change the way it looks. He's an entertainer now. He knows his role. He knows what he needs to do to stay in that light. Of course. See, that's where a lot of people feel like they see a person on TV and think because they're on TV, they know what they're talking about because they're on TV. Those people don't know a goddamn thing. We didn't prove that for the past 7 years and longer. We've been proving that to you. They don't know nothing. They just be talking. No, in actuality, they can go ahead and move forward with everything they got laid out. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the company to make you feel that you need them. Like most of those people on the analysts that was sitting in the chair, I was making more money than them. And they were working for ESPN. Most of those people that was working for ESPN, they were having salaries of maybe $150,000 a year. Some even doing $60,000 to $70,000, $80,000 a year. That's good money. That's some really good money. But there's some people on YouTube making way more than that. And I was one of them. So I was making more than them on TV. But they're on TV, so people would just listen to what they say and take it at face value. And they don't realize that you don't really need a company. Why do you think Steven Jackson said, I don't even need to work there? They don't pay nobody. They don't want to pay people. They do want to pay somebody, but the people they want. And now that the company has changed direction, and they leaked these reports already that Shannon Sharp has signed when he hadn't signed on the dotted line. I'm quite sure that's going to bring some reservations with Shannon Sharp about signing with ESPN, that somebody went and leaked this information when he ain't agreed to anything yet. No, well they do something that's called a celebrity swing. It's a swing move that they do. Like Stephen A. Smith does it a lot. Stephen A. Smith would go on, like you saw him on podcast show with P and podcast P and all that, and be talking like he a gangster and all that. Now if Allen Iverson was to call him and he was like, Allen Iverson want to talk to you about you talking about you pulling up on him, then he'll talk to Allen Iverson and go, oh man, that was just, I was in the mood, podcast mode. Don't pay no attention to that. Yeah, I was just stunning for the podcast. So they'll do that behind the scenes, but publicly, they still talking, in a bravado way and all that stuff. And basically lie. Like he did with Skip Bayless. And Skip Bayless called him out publicly. He's calling Skip behind the scenes saying, I'm sorry. But publicly, he's going to go do that. But behind the scenes, he going to say, I'm sorry. Oh, for exposing LeBron, all they're going to say is, you've embarrassed LeBron James. And said that about Rich Paul. And he'll say behind the scenes, oh, I apologize for that. Oh, I was just getting full of myself because I was up there with Paul George. He didn't been, he's probably been on an apology tour since he did that. But sometimes people like LeBron, they ain't going to say nothing to you. You just going to know certain access isn't allowed to you anymore. You're not invited. This is why you wasn't invited. When all of these different things was transpiring beforehand. Well, they say Stephen A. likes to command the show when he's on the show. When he talks, he dominates the conversation. He has them longer talk minutes, longer points. What say you? He talked longer than Skip when he was on the show, and Skip didn't have a problem. Like when Shannon was on there, Shannon was just a guest. He was new to this format here, debate. And it wasn't really a debate for him. He was on there giving his expert opinion on what he thought about the subject. But he was more humble, more laid back, wasn't his Uncle Shay character. So if you go back and look at how he was in 2014 on the show, this isn't the Shannon Sharp you're going to be getting on First Take. That's not Shannon Sharp you're going to get on First Take. That was a laid back, I'm happy to be here, I'm the guest, let me give you my thoughts. That's not Shannon Sharp that's finna come walking in there on that show. If you sign Shannon Sharp, you finna get Uncle Shay. You getting a whole smear. There's a whole lot of experience since then. That's 10 years ago. Now, overall, I think the better show would probably be Undisputed when it's said and done. Depends on how they do that with Richard Sherman and Skip. Because believe me, I want to see that. I want to see Richard Sherman and Skip. I want to see what's going to happen. Because I know if they thought Shannon Sharp was soft-skinned, wait till they see Richard Sherman when he get up and try to walk off the set. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Let's see what happened when that's on the table. Let's see what happened then when all of those cards are put on the table and they gotta figure out what it is they're gonna do. Because the big thing here, Stephen A. just want the buzz of Shannon Sharp. Now Skip Bayless feel like I made both of y'all. I can make Richard Sherman just like I made y'all. I will make him another star. So I don't blame Skip for feeling that way because he gave them the platform to be what they are and turned them into multimillionaires. He did that. Now, will ESPN allow this on their platform? Now, this is where I believe the problem is. Are they going to allow Shannon Sharp to be Uncle Shannon on the show? And what is Stephen A. going to do when he come in with a cigarello, a do-rag, and a bottle of yak in a red cup on the show? Pouring yak early in the morning, ready to get it cracking. Let's see how Stephen A. Smith feels when he sees this for the first time. This is why that contract ain't been signed. Oh, Stephen ain't gonna be, what the hell are you doing? Don't forget to hit the like button. And we got something that's gonna be going on the Patreon. And we got something that's going on YouTube. I might do it on both today. We might expose Stephen A. It's just a matter of time. So we're looking into it. I might do it today. I might put it off tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on how I feel. Now, all you guys here, y'all know how I roll. Y'all do. I roll like it's nobody's business but mine. But I tell you, it's not about finding. Oh, see, the company is always going to make it feel like you need them more than they need you. there's oftenly going to be people that feel indifferent about the situations that's presented. There's always going to be people that say, I don't feel, like that should be on display. And hit the like button, good people. The like button is free. Y'all should have been super chatting, but that's for another day. Oh yes, the Cash App is Carceno, K-A-R-C-E-N-O. But let's get to this, because I want people to hear it and be totally locked in on the words that's coming out of my mouth. All right? Let's get this done and let's be through with it. All right? The networks don't control anything anymore. If you have a name, if you built yourself up of stature, you don't need them. Dan Levitard started doing his own podcast show. And he's more successful than what he was on ESPN. He used to get mad and beg that ESPN wasn't promoting him enough. They were promoting First Take all the time and all the garbage that they was doing on the show. He thought their show was trash, but it was what it was. Now, everything is flipped upside down. Upside down and all around. And nobody can figure out why. Well, I'm not a morning person, I'm gonna tell you that now. But it hasn't even, that has never been the issue. The issue has been, what are we doing as people to keep everything on an even keel? Well, when you don't worry about nonsense, nonsense don't become you. Now, you stop giving breath to losers, then you can start to grow. And that's what happened to those guys over there. They decided that it would be in their most infinite wisdom if they were to try to take apart everything that was being built by someone else. So Fox and ESPN, those two are in a tug of war, which they both are saying, hey, this is good for business. We'll keep cross-promoting and going against each other. Neither side is going to knock the other one out. But Fox has been winning this battle for the past 5-6 years. While ESPN claims that they're the #1 leader in sports, they haven't really been the #1 leader in sports. Over the past 3 years, they have been closing down locations, bringing everybody closer and closer to Bristol. And that has destroyed marriages, it has destroyed relationships, veteran personalities are gone. They're no longer on the show. And there's been no rhyme or reason as to why these changes have taken place. People have been sick in their mind, sick in their head. They just don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't understand how the sports world moves. And all they know is what they've been told. Where I'm going this morning, I'm going to shoot some guns. Finna try out these new clips and see if, you know, how my other firearm that I got is working. So I like to get to the range early. It's best to get there early so you can get yourself done and get out before the afternoon crew get there. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Thank you, Angela Williams. The super chat works. My cash app is Carcino. Hit it up at will. I appreciate it. The like button is free. No, I see Shannon Sharp. The reason why is because I understand that Shannon Sharp is not going to be just glued to ESPN. 2 days a week working, that works fine with him. But what he's not going to be doing is doing the carousel like all the rest of the people that work there. He'll be a guest that they're going to have on the show, and he'll be assigned accordingly, so that they because they know they would have to break the bank to have Shannon Sharp there. Now, if you had 5 days a week of Shannon Sharp embarrassing Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A's ego couldn't take that for 5 days. He's already going to get dogged out when it comes to the football, and then both of them don't like the Cowboys. So how's that debate gonna go? You know, Stephen A, he's already trolling the Cowboys in spring training camp. So what? Shannon is now gonna have to like the Cowboys? Because they gotta have their yin and yang, or it don't work. I've always appreciated good health, good people. You know, and when people are good that's around you, you have a whole different environment. A whole different web of energy. Oh, I'm glad I brought these. I'm like, if I left my damn earphone plugs and I gotta buy some more, I'm gonna be really pissed off. No, because if you think about it on Sundays, right? Inflation isn't the reason. It's not television, and inflation in word with television. Streaming has screwed up television. That's why there's a writer's strike. That's why there's a strike for everything they got laid out right now. They got the writer's strike and they got the actor's strike, because the revenue you're getting in royalties, and you're getting your royalty checks off your episodes, and sometimes it's $1.28 for like 8 episodes. 49 cents. Depending on what kind of percentage you had, your checks are going to be different, and it's going to reflect when you see it turn out. So due to streaming services, a lot of people's pay structures are going to be different. There's no need to pay these guys multi-millions of dollars if people are not buying cable. They got to see you on the app. So now ESPN has an app, so people can see these people on an app. They can just go right to the app of ESPN and boom, there it is. They got who they wanted to see, right? Then you turn the corner, and next thing you know, boom, they got somebody else with the app. Now, instead of your show doing big numbers, it's not doing big numbers on cable anymore, so people think your show is failing. But on the app, people are streaming it, and then they might watch it on YouTube, but other people then clipped it to death. So now the clip, somebody have seen the clip, but it's on somebody else's channel. It's not really on ESPN's channel. They just saw the clip 1,000 times. It's like watching an NBA game and somebody make a highlight clip and they cut out all the plays that didn't mean anything, and they just go right to the highlight clips, and people watch that on some other person's channel. So now this other person's channel has 600,000 views for this clips video that's got all these high clips, and then the NBA's actual game don't even have that. And then they got a highlight clip and it don't even match what this person has already done. Then it's other people that have done it too. So now all of these clones is out there that basically is out there for free. These are people that don't have to watch it again because they just seen the highlight 1,000 times. So about time you see it on Sports Center, you did already seen it on the internet 700 times. You used to have to wait the Sports Center to see the highlights. They'd be like, man, can't wait to see the highlights tonight. This is going to be great. I know they're going to show that dunk. Now that's over. You're going to see it the moment it happens. Instant. That's what's hurt television. Yeah, that was the great time of sports. Because you knew you missed Sports Center, you had to wait till the whole show started over again. Because they used to go off and come right back on. And you go, man, I missed it. I got to catch it the next hour. Well, you had to remember the time. Well, if you were smart, you remember the time. See, that's what happens when you're smart. You look at the clock. As soon as you miss something, like, did they show it already? I missed it. What time is it? 1:23? Now you know, and you got to get there around 2:20 Or at least in somewhere within that time, in another hour when it repeats. Come in about 2:20 or 2:15, or you're going to miss it again. And anything past 2:23, you done missed it again. So you can't let that happen. That's how it used to work. You know, that's the funny thing. People always love to preach, I just want everything to be fair and square. But they don't really mean it. All they want is, they want to be treated fairly. Shannon Sharp wants to be able to be Shannon Sharp so that he could be effective. If he's not able to do that, he won't be effective. He knows that. Hell, y'all sitting at home, y'all know that. If Shannon Sharp can't be Shannon Sharp, what's the point? Now, if ESPN feel like, well, he's too rich for our blood, fine. He don't need you. You see, when you're in a position where you like, well, okay, you don't want my services? No problem. Fine. You ain't got to have them. This is what we call the different realities. Come on, man. Do you know how many people have tried in their imperious ways sit back with their chin up and try to dominate? Stephen A thinks the more he talks, the more control he has. A lot of people can control a conversation or a situation by barely saying anything. They don't have to say nothing, and they have the situation all under control. See, those are the real guys. Well, as I told the world, of course I get places early. I done beat everybody here. Now, Oh no, I will be exposing Stephen A. But I might do it tomorrow. I'm thinking not today. I'll wait on it because we already basically talking about him now. You don't want to just keep doing Stephen A, Stephen A, Stephen A. Space it out. No. Now, what I told y'all about James Harden on the Patreon, when I said that on the Patreon, that's the truth. I feel the same way about James Harden. And people didn't know that was going on in the bubble. And a lot of stuff was going on over there and was happening. And we'll talk about the rest of what was happening a little later. So you got that to look forward to. Now, Club Shay Shay. That's supposed to be in talks with FanDuel. He's supposed to be going to FanDuel to do Club Shay Shay. Now, Club Shay Shay is, his baby, his pride and joy. So when you hear that, of how dedicated he is and how much he cares about Club Shay Shay, then you understand, the seriousness and what he wants to do, what he wants to have accomplished, how he wants it accomplished, the whole nine. Now, if I'm Shannon Sharp, or if I'm anybody of any worth or any type of seriousness when it comes to getting what I want, I'm going to be having my 10 toes down, demanding what it is that I want to have for my network. Now, FanDuel is in a good position right now. Stephen A. Smith is over there. They can have Shannon Sharp. He could set up his own Club Shay Shay. He could pay for everything. He can have it set to go. That's all up to him. No, I doubt ESPN will be a part of Club Shay Shay. No, I don't feel that. Well, you got a Patreon sample story on the Patreon. You want to go over there now and see one police officer and how she slept with the whole police department? Yeah, go on over there to the Patreon. Check that out. That's free. So if you go over there, that's free. So you got your Patreon over there. There's free stuff on the Patreon for all your cheapskates. I remember somebody got crazy, like, man. Like, I'm like, dog, $3? You ain't got $3. You ain't got $9. Like, are you kidding me? $9 for a month? Are you kidding me? It wasn't like $3 a day. I'm talking about, and then they was like, oh, your main thing is $25. I'm like, I should be charging $50 for some of the stuff I got. Some of the stuff I got is worth damn near my life. You talking like, hey man, you charging $24. I said, I should be charging y'all way more than $25. Shoot, somebody can come put a bullet in my head. Knock on fiberglass. I already posted sports plays on there. Yeah, my fantasy football is this week. Matter of fact, that's tonight. Let me not forget that. All right. All right, people are showing up now.
Hey, morning.
Morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
So, I'm going to let y'all go. We're finna go ahead and get this in now. So, if you leave here, go to the Patreon, the Carcino Patreon. And we're going to be on top of things. And people are texting me right now. So, let me go ahead and respond to that. I'm out.